real-world data collection is something that when I was the CLL Forum chair, I was very keen to try and introduce this for our ibrutinib data collection. And Anna Shu is taking this one step further with collecting data on venetoclax and is exploring other areas, collecting physician-collected data, but also collecting patient-level data, which I think has tremendous potential going forward. I mean, it is interesting when the Common Select Committee, when they reviewed the Cancer Drugs Fund, they used some pretty strong language describing how poor it had been that we'd failed to collect outcomes data in the UK. So, and you can see why. If you are paying the bills and you're putting all of this money into these new expensive drugs, you would assume that based within that would be rigid data collection. But of course, we all know that as ridiculously busy clinicians on the ground, it's very hard with every patient to be feeding back data. So the data collection has tended to fall between the gaps in the floorboards if patients are not in clinical trials. So yes, real-world data collection, there's great scope for improving what we do. There's a lot of discussion now about using patient-level apps that patients could jot down when they were having night sweats or lethargy scores. And it's one thing, I must say, working in Cambridge, quite a lot of my patients are pretty keen on recording their symptoms. They can come into clinic with their own variants, their Excel spreadsheets, and on their iPad showing me various symptom profiles over the last month or two. And undoubtedly, that's an area moving forward. I think we can't kid ourselves. Not everyone in their 70s and 80s is going to be diving for their app, but there are definitely patients out there for whom it would work well, and it'll be interesting. We've got some initiatives in the UK, and it'll be great to see how they take off. I guess whether the relatives might use them instead of the patient themselves and sort of help feeding back their data. But I think we're pretty hopeful that if it's the patient themselves or they have this vested interest in feeding back data, you might find we get far better quality data, and it may be that the regulatory authorities in due course will look at that and see it as a benchmark of quality. Slightly uncharted territory, we're going to just have to see how it pans out, but certainly an area worth exploring.